Hi, we're going to do a bit of sketching today. We're going to develop from our resketching booklet through to going to actually draw a project that we've done in the past, a door wedge. So take a piece of A4 paper, fold it in half, crease it, open it out again, fold it in half to that line. It's hard to see, I know. And fold it in half again. This is instead of you having to use a ruler. Okay, so you should now have it like this. And then fold it in half the other way. Okay, so fold it in half that way. So now you should have 8 rectangles on your page. So what you could do now is draw along those lines with a pencil and a ruler, just to make that into very definite 8 boxes. Okay, so I'm going to do that on the board. And what I want you to do is I want you to have a page which is going to be like so. There's 6 and having room for 8, but we'll come back to that in a minute. All right. So you're going to have your page done out like that, and every time I do a wee sketch, you're going to try and do the same in yours. Okay. So top left-hand box or rectangle. Let's pretend this is your top left-hand rectangle. There's obviously another one over here and 6 more down below. We're going to show you how to draw just a cube. Okay, so I'm going to do it very quickly, and then I'm going to do it again and let you do it. Okay, so first of all, you have a vertical in there. You would show a dashed horizontal, which you're going to rub out later on, so don't draw it too heavily. The secret about sketching is that your pencil has to be reasonably sharp, but you're not to lean heavily on it because you will want to rub it out. Okay, so there's your vertical. Don't forget, horizontals are all at 30 degrees. 30 degrees is roughly a third of, well, it's not roughly, it is a third of 90. So there's 30, 60 and 90. And another one is 30 degrees. And everything is now parallel to those 3 lines. So if we're going to do a cube, the wee bit of wood that you would have been given to make your door wedge out, and I know year 8 have not done this, some of year 9s even haven't done the door wedge, but there's your cube. Now, that looks easy, but it's not. It takes years of practice to do it as easy as that. I'm going to remove it from the board, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to talk it through a wee bit slower. Okay, so first of all, you've got this wee rectangle, which is, you have 8 of them on your page. Top left hand one, I want you to draw a horizontal line. It doesn't look very horizontal. Let's try again, a horizontal line, and then a definite vertical. If that's your box, you want to be drawing this about a third to quarter of the way over from the left hand side. Why? Because you're going to then draw a 30 degree and a long 30 degree. Don't worry, you don't need a protractor, it doesn't have to be exact. Just try to do it reasonably accurately, and then everything else is parallel. Either they are verticals or they are parallel to these lines. Hope that makes sense. So let's take that line and draw it parallel over here. Is that parallel? Yes, it's about parallel. Parallel would be about there. Not too bad. Mr. Allen hasn't planned this very well because it's now outside his rectangle. So I will have to do that again, which I'm going to do. There's my rectangle on my page, and I should have been a wee bit more careful with the size that I was going to draw this so that it fit inside my rectangle. So if you're using a pencil, don't lean too heavily, because if you lean too heavily, you'll score the page and it'll be very difficult. So a rubber, you need a rubber, and you need a clean rubber. So if it's not clean, go and wash it and dry it. So again, a horizontal dotted line, which you're going to take off later. That's too close to the left hand side. put it about there. Do your 30-degree line. That's more like 45. Let's try 30. 30 is about there. There's 30. Draw. Everything else is parallel. That should be parallel to that. It's not really. So rub it out and make it parallel. Okay, so that's your first wee task. If you can't do that, it will eventually be possible with lots of practice. And that is the secret of this. Okay, that's the secret. Okay, so that's your first wee square. So do lots of those until you're comfortable with them. Alright? In your second square, the one to the right of it, we're going to take this on a wee bit more now. So again, you'll need to start by drawing a cube. A cuboid. Sorry, cuboid. So do your dashed line, do your vertical, do your 30-degree, your 30-degree, your vertical, your parallel, your vertical, your parallel, your parallel, and your parallel. Okay? So that's your second box, the one to the right. So if you're looking at your page, we're now on this box. We've just done this one. Okay, so that's the stage we're at now. And we're going to draw a line across here. Okay, so parallel. I'm going to draw a wee line across here. Okay, and we're going to join them up. There. So that's the first thing that you would have done after you drew your name on it. You'd have maybe planed the bottom and the top of it nice and smooth. You'd have handed it to myself or a technician, and they would have cut that for you into the wedge shape. Okay, so let's see now. We should be doing like that. And we need to rub out that bit. And if you rub out this bit with your rubber, you now have your block, which now looks like a wedge. Okay, so do that again and have it nicely drawn here. Whoops. Rub that out. That's your starting point there. What else did we do? Okay, so I'm not overly happy with that, so I'm going to draw that like that and take that off. Draw that like that. We drilled 2 holes in it. So how do you drill a hole? You show vertical has to be vertical. And this one. And that's the bit we'll do here. Okay, so once you've done it once, guess what? You're going to do it another time. Now, what you could also do is you could draw 2 lines in here and you could put your name in here. It's getting very clever now. And then delete all those wee construction lines. You're just showing those to help you to see where you actually draw. All right. There's your door wedge. So try it again. Try it here, here, and here, and that should keep you busy for a while. That's the door wedge, which we used to make, and sometimes in the future will do in year 8.